Representative Miller of Illinois is recognized.
And thank you, Chairman Kiley, for hosting this hearing and for the witnesses for attending. I'm a mom of 7, grandma of 23. I started my career in public school. I'm deeply passionate that our children can learn basic skills and learn to read. A child that cannot read has been damaged for life. And I think that my friends on the other side are trying to turn this into a discussion about race again. Reading and math are foundational to childhood development. However, the United States is facing an unprecedented crisis as large portions of our population are functionally illiterate and cannot perform basic arithmetic. This is happening all over the country, all over Illinois, but it is epidemic in Chicago, where our brown and black children live, and the schools are failing them, and we are spending so much money. In fact, there is a school in Chicago that spends $94,000 a year to educate the children, and not one student is proficient in reading. In 2024, only 30% of Illinois' fourth graders met or exceeded reading proficiency. Also in 2024, only 38% of Illinois fourth graders met or exceeded math proficiency. Illiteracy and inability to do arithmetic contribute to larger problems as children become teenagers and eventually adults. In Illinois, high school dropouts are 3.5 times more likely to be arrested than high school graduates. Millions of Americans can't even perform basic tasks like making a budget. Lack of reading and math proficiency puts tremendous strain on the economy as billions of dollars are lost each year through decreased productivity and workforce inefficiencies. And more than that, God created these individuals to be productive with their life, and now we have allowed them to be damaged. They cannot read. I cannot imagine trying to get through life not being able to read. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the U.S. will need 1 million additional STEM professionals for the next decade. But despite all this grim news, it is encouraging to see states like Alabama, Louisiana, and Mississippi leading the way in transforming their schools and climbing to the top tiers in reading and math proficiency within a matter of years. Dr. Brumley, in your written testimony, you state that children belong to parents, not the government, with which I wholeheartedly agree. Could you talk more about the vital role that parents play in their children's education and what you are specifically doing in Louisiana to make sure parents are included?
Yeah, thank you so much. First and foremost, I would say that we have an incredible opportunity before us today to simply narrow the focus and teach kids to read and to do math. You know, schools have been asked to do too much for way too long. They've been asked to take the place of the family, take the place of the church, take the place of the hospital, take the place of the supermarket. They were never ordained to do those things. Schools should be focused on the pursuit of academic excellence with the kids under their care every single day. One of our foundational beliefs is to accelerate parental rights. Anything that we can do to put parents in the driver's seat, whether that's choosing the school that makes the most sense, whether that's making sure that they're making healthcare decisions for their child, not the school, whether that's making sure there's transparency in curriculum. All of those things are very important, and they've been welcomed by the parents in the state of Louisiana. And we have an opportunity before us today to make sure that states across the country are being more welcoming to parents in their schools.
Absolutely. And Ms. Rofton, it is refreshing to see the science of reading standards returning to schools in states like Alabama, Louisiana, and Mississippi, and the results they are yielding. Are other states implementing these standards, and are they seeing similar results?
Thank you for your question. Yes, I'm confident, and the data tells us that more and more states are adopting the science of reading, and the data is speaking those stories and telling the truth of how effective it is. I can speak about my home state, California, where we just recently passed an assembly bill. It had unanimous bipartisan support, and that was all focused on getting mandatory screeners for K-2 so we could assess students and provide early interventions. It was about providing quality professional development to support our teachers and getting evidence-based reading instructional materials in our classrooms.
I appreciate y'all's testimonies. I think we've recognized that we have a problem, but you are giving us workable solutions. Thank you so much.